PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Hey, pictorial today, talking about the history of Camry. I don't want to rival Toyota and say how many generations of the Camry have really been out there, but let me walk through the Camrys that I know and the changes I saw since Camry started. This new 2018, like we talked about last week, is a revolutionary Camry. And so we want to find out, how did we get to the 2018 car? So let's start out. Very first Camry sold in the United States was in 1983. The Camry, loosely translated into the English language, means crown. So Camry, crown. In Japan, they had a car called the Crown, so it's kind of relates. That car came out in a 4-cylinder engine, and it was a sedan model, and we also had a liftback. So if you'll see those two models. Then in 1998, we made some changes. We came back with a very first 6-cylinder, which is a 2.5 liter, wait for the horsepower, 156 horsepower 6-cylinder, right? And a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder produced somewhere about 114 horsepower. That 1998, though, Toyota put a wrinkle in there, and they gave us a station wagon. So we'd had a Corolla and a Tercel SR5 wagon. This was the first Camry wagon. Then in 1992, to me, this was the biggest launch in the history of the Camry. The Camry jumped up. We got a brand new engine in the car. It was a 3-liter engine. It produced almost 200 horsepower, 194 horsepower. So it was a real player, power plant, great driver car. I truly remember when this car launched that we looked at the price point over $20,000, and we were concerned that nobody would pay over $20,000 for a Camry. And that year, that XLE V6, the most loaded up Camry, became the number one most requested car out of the lineup. So that was that 1992 launch. It was a great launch. Just a little nostalgia. During that launch, it was done before the dealers got the car at the store. And we had to do closed carriers, had to do closed tracks, had to hire security, no cameras. I mean, this thing was under moratorium like nobody else would ever believe. And it came out and really changed that Camry market. The next time we really made a change on the Camry was 1998, and we adapted that 2.2 and that 3-liter engine, stayed with the car, so with some minor changes in the car that year. And in 2000, kind of revolutionary, Camry had long since dropped the wagon. However, in 2000, we took the Camry platform and we designed the Sienna minivan, which even till today is the best minivan in the world. So that was kind of the launch of the Camry Sienna minivan year. We want to get back into the coupe. So in 2005, the Camry Solara was named, and that car came in both a 2-door sporty sedan and a convertible. And to this day, if you can get your hands on a Solara convertible, they don't last long at the dealership. Not very well known. 2008 Camry. We had started a relationship with Daihatsu. So a lot of the components in the 2008 Camry shared a Daihatsu legacy and lineage. So we really didn't publish that because you know that Daihatsu is not really around anymore. But we started working with Daihatsu, and I'll tell you, just to give you a little insight, they had a little SUV, a little small SUV called the Daihatsu Rocky, and lo and behold, not too long after this relationship with Daihatsu started, we invented the RAV4. So there's always a reason, when anytime you can coordinate with somebody, that there's something that can come out of it that becomes revolutionary for an auto manufacturer. Think about right now, if you're listening to my tweets and everything, you're hearing that we're doing some real work with Mazda right now, a struggling car company. And everybody thinks, well, what is Toyota going to get out of it? Well, every time we've done something like that, there's been something that's come out that's been revolutionary. So here we go in 2010, our hybrid appears. For the first time, we bring a hybrid into the Camry lineup. Very low production, but it was a huge success. And then in 2012, now this is the year, in that 11 and 12 time frame, this is when Toyota comes back and is now run by a family member, a Toyota again, Akio Toyota. So he was a little late for the design of the 2012. Toyota had spent so much money in research and development. In fact, that's the year we told everybody there was $1 million, $1 million a minute being spent on R&D. I mean, we were just really dumping all kinds of money into revolutionizing the power plant, the drive system, the drive characteristics of this car. And that's when Akio Toyota came in to the company. So then 2005, 2015, my bad, 2015, the biggest thing we told all the people of the world was this car basically looks the same, a little tweak, but there is over 2,000 changes in the car, which makes the car revolutionary. I never got a list of the 2,000. I'll let you know because you guys listen to me. I asked for a list of the 2,000, but I never got a list of the 2,000. But it was a nice change for the car. And again, the car keeps progressing. Now in 2018, man, we're going to get into this in the next couple of weeks. But the biggest and newest thing that Toyota's done is the Toyota New Global Architecture. What this means to us in the future. What this really means to us in the future is we're going to build everything off of this new generation platform. It's going to allow the cars to be built quicker, more efficient, more succinct, more exact. They're going to last longer. They're going to be more dependable. And it's actually going to reduce overall manufacturing costs. So by decreasing manufacturing costs, we can add extra stuff in the car and try to keep the price point exactly as the last generation. I'll give you an example right now before I close out this session with you guys. An example is, how do you bring the safety of TSSP into a lineup of a car, changing everything on the car and keeping the car at basically the same price? And that is Toyota's new global architecture that's leading the way into the future of everything we make. This has been the first episode of the multi-part episode of the all-new 2018 Toyota Camry. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.